This young man fully desires you. Get ready for sudden romantic surprises and a proposal. Are you ready to uncover the truth that he can't hide anymore? Watch closely because what I'm about to reveal will shock you and make your heart race. Hidden desires, unexpected gestures, and a proposal you never saw coming. Everything is in this reading. Do you feel his energy around you even when he's not near? You can definitely sense him lingering in the background of your thoughts. There's this almost magnetic pull that isn't physical, but emotional, like his presence stretches across the space between you, even when he's not in the same room. You might catch yourself suddenly smiling for no reason, remembering a small gesture he made or the way he looked at you, and it feels like a whisper of his energy brushing against your own. It's subtle, but consistent, and it leaves this warm, slightly thrilling tension, like he's always just one thought away, keeping you on edge in the most exciting way. Can you sense that he's thinking about you constantly? It's not necessarily every second of every day, but there's a rhythm to it. You can almost feel the mental back and forth. When you notice a message or a notification from him, or even think of him at a random moment, it's like he was there in your mind first. You might catch glimpses of his attention in the way small coincidences line up. He shows up where you didn't expect, sends the right joke at the right moment, or references something only you two share. That's not luck. That's the echo of his thoughts reaching toward you, even when it's quiet and unspoken. Does he secretly want to tell you how much he desires you? Absolutely. There's this quiet storm brewing inside him. He might be holding back words because he's unsure of timing or because he wants to make the right impression. Every glance, every lingering smile, every subtle compliment is a coded confession. He imagines saying it aloud, rehearsing the phrasing and watching your reaction in his head over and over. Even if he doesn't verbalize it yet, his gestures and body language are screaming it for him. He wants you to feel his desire in ways beyond words, letting it seep into every interaction without forcing it out too early. Have you noticed subtle signs that he's planning a surprise for you? Yes, the signs are almost imperceptible unless you pay attention. He might suddenly remember things you casually mentioned once, or show up with something that aligns perfectly with a fleeting wish you expressed. There's a pattern in his behavior, more attentive than usual, asking questions that seem innocent but are really scouting for hints. Even the way he schedules time with you, carefully, deliberately, shows he's plotting something meaningful. You get the feeling he's quietly orchestrating moments that will make your heart skip a beat. Are there moments when his eyes linger on you longer than usual? Definitely. And that lingering says more than any words ever could. There's an intensity in the way he observes you, like he's cataloging your expressions, your smiles, the way your hair falls over your shoulders, or how you laugh. His gaze can be playful, teasing, curious, or full of longing all at once. In those moments, it's almost as if he's memorizing you, absorbing every detail, and letting a silent conversation pass between his eyes and yours that no one else can see. Do you feel a magnetic pull between you and him? Yes. There's this invisible force that makes proximity feel electric. It's not just attraction. It's a mix of curiosity, tension, desire, and excitement that constantly shifts when you're near each other. Even standing across the room, you feel a subtle vibration of connection, like the air between you is charged. It's thrilling, almost dizzying, the way your attention snaps to him without thinking, and the way he seems to respond to your presence without saying a word. Has he been acting differently lately, in a way that shows interest? Definitely. There are small changes in his behavior that suggest he's stepping outside his comfort zone for you. Maybe he's more attentive, more responsive, or suddenly more playful. He might be making excuses to linger in your space or starting conversations that feel slightly more personal, like he's testing boundaries without overstepping. It's subtle, but there's a shift in energy that you can sense, a quiet announcement of his intentions before he ever says anything outright. Is he imagining a future where you two are together? Most likely he's imagining scenarios, even if only in fleeting moments. He visualizes plans, little dreams, and moments that could belong to just the two of you. It might be playful or slightly serious, maybe thinking about vacations, dinners, or shared experiences. These aren't just daydreams. They're rehearsals for intimacy and connection, a way for him to feel close to you mentally and emotionally, mapping out possibilities before even daring to mention them. Do his words sometimes hint at feelings deeper than friendship? Absolutely. There's often a hidden layer in what he says. Compliments might seem casual, but are loaded with subtle admiration or longing. Jokes and teasing may carry undertones of flirtation or curiosity, and sometimes he slips in references that only make sense if he's paying extra attention to you. It's like he's speaking in code, sending emotional signals without overtly declaring them, letting you pick up pieces while keeping the full intensity private. Can you feel his passion even in casual conversations? Yes. It permeates everything he says and does, even if you don't notice consciously. He can talk about mundane topics, but the way he leans in, the sparkle in his eyes, or the energy in his tone reveals that every interaction is charged with an underlying intensity. It's almost contagious. You find yourself feeling a flutter or excitement simply by listening to him, as if his emotions spill into the space between you, making ordinary moments feel intimate and thrilling. Is there a secret longing in him that he hasn't yet expressed? Absolutely, and it's potent. There's a desire simmering below the surface that he's carefully keeping contained, either because he's cautious, unsure, or simply savoring the anticipation. You might catch hints of it in fleeting expressions. A pause, a deep breath, a glance that holds too long. That longing drives his behavior, his small attentions, and the way he orchestrates moments with you. It's a private burning flame that only you could eventually ignite fully if he decides to reveal it. Does he think about holding you close when no one is watching? Yes, very much so. There's a tenderness and intensity in the way he imagines intimacy behind closed doors, away from the world's gaze. He pictures quiet moments, your laughter, your touch, the warmth of proximity. These thoughts aren't just casual. They reveal his deep emotional attachment and desire to create a space where both of you can feel completely seen, appreciated, and safe while exploring this attraction. Can you feel excitement building in him whenever you appear? Absolutely. It's palpable in his energy. Even subtle movements, a shared glance, a smile, a casual touch, ignite a surge of enthusiasm that he tries to manage. You can sense it if you pay attention. The way he's slightly more animated, the brightness in his expression, or the nervous energy he can't quite suppress. His body language and energy fluctuate in response to your presence, creating a thrilling anticipation that he's consciously or unconsciously broadcasting. Has he ever made small gestures that show he's thinking about you? Yes, more often than you might realize. These could be little acts that seem incidental to the casual observer, a favorite snack brought for you, a message that aligns perfectly with your mood, or remembering small details you mentioned in passing. Each gesture is deliberate, a way for him to communicate interest and affection subtly without putting himself fully on the line. They're breadcrumbs, leading you toward an awareness of his feelings that grows with every thoughtful act. Is he planning something romantic that will take you by surprise? He definitely has something brewing, though he's keeping it under wraps. His planning isn't random, it's intentional, focusing on moments that will maximize delight, impact, and emotional resonance. He's considering your likes, your reactions, and what would make your heart leap in ways you wouldn't expect. You might notice hints in his behavior, a secretive smile, a sudden spark of excitement. But the full reveal is meant to hit at just the right time, leaving you breathless and overwhelmed in the best possible way. Can you sense that he's been waiting for the perfect moment to act? Yes, there's a carefulness in him, like he's holding back until everything lines up just right. He's not impulsive about expressing his feelings. He wants timing, setting, and mood to be perfect so that when he finally acts, it lands with impact. You can notice subtle hints. He might be unusually attentive, asking questions about your plans, or gauging your reactions to small gestures. He's studying the rhythm of your days, the nuances of your mood, and even the way you respond to others, all to ensure that his moment won't just happen. It will feel inevitable and unforgettable. Does he fantasize about moments you might share together? Absolutely. He spends time imagining what it would be like to be close with you in private and public spaces. These thoughts are detailed, The way he'd make you laugh, the small touches that would make you feel cherished, and even little adventures the two of you might have. Sometimes it's playful, maybe imagining spontaneous outings or teasing banter, but other times it's deeply intimate, like imagining quiet evenings just talking and connecting emotionally. These fantasies fuel his actions and keep his desires simmering until he can make them real. Are there signs that he wants to deepen your connection? Yes, in many ways. He's testing the waters for emotional closeness. He might ask questions that seem casual, but actually reveal curiosity about your feelings, dreams, and personal life. There's a subtle investment in understanding you better, remembering details, offering support, and finding ways to spend time with you that feel meaningful. His actions suggest that he wants to move beyond surface-level interactions, building a foundation for something lasting and significant without rushing it. Can you feel tension between you that's charged with desire? Definitely. The tension isn't uncomfortable, it's exhilarating. Every glance, every brush of hands, every shared smile seems to carry an undercurrent of possibility. You feel it in moments of silence, in conversations that linger a second too long, or in situations where your proximity is charged with awareness. That tension hints at what could happen, keeping both of you alert and excited, as if the air itself is humming with anticipation. Has he shown protective or caring behavior that hints at love? Yes, often in subtle ways that might go unnoticed at first glance. He pays attention to small details like noticing if you're tired, stressed, or in need of support. There's a consistency in his care. He checks in, offers help without being asked, or takes steps to ensure your comfort. These behaviors reveal more than friendliness. They hint at an underlying affection and a desire to be someone you can rely on, someone who values you deeply and wants to nurture that bond. Is he keeping his feelings private for now, but struggling to hide them? Absolutely, you can sense the internal push and pull. He wants to express himself, yet holds back, perhaps because he's calculating timing, worried about how you'll react, or simply savoring the anticipation. Sometimes it shows in micro-expressions, a brief hesitation, a flicker of emotion in his eyes, or a nervous gesture. These small tells betray the depth of his feelings, revealing that while he's restrained, the intensity of his desire is very real and palpable. Can you feel that he's ready to make a bold move soon? Yes. There's an almost electric sense that something is building. His thoughts, behaviors, and subtle signals indicate that he's preparing for an action that will change the dynamic between you. You might notice him acting more confident, more attentive, or more deliberate in interactions. It's like the calm before a storm, but in the most exciting sense. His energy suggests readiness to cross the threshold from longing to action. Does he think about romantic gestures you would love? Definitely, he imagines what would make you feel appreciated, special, and noticed. He's observant, remembering things you casually mention, your favorite flowers, foods, or little quirks, and mentally cataloging ways to surprise you. These gestures aren't random, they're personalized, crafted to resonate deeply, and show that he's paying attention not just to you, but to what brings you joy. The thought behind them is as meaningful as the gesture itself. Have you noticed him getting nervous or shy around you lately? Yes. There are moments when he seems caught off guard by his own feelings. Maybe his words stumble, his hands fidget, or he momentarily loses his usual confidence. This nervousness is a subtle indicator that his emotions are strong, and he's aware of the stakes, how much he wants you to feel the connection, and how much he desires it to be reciprocated. It's an endearing vulnerability that adds intensity to his interest. Can you feel the intensity of his attraction to you? Absolutely. It's strong and undeniable. It's not just physical. It's emotional, mental, and energetic. Every glance, every laugh, every shared moment seems amplified by this attraction. You can sense it in the way he focuses on you, reacts to your presence, and sometimes even unconsciously mirrors your gestures or tone. The intensity is persistent, pulling you into a magnetic orbit where his attention, desire, and curiosity converge on you consistently. Has he been hinting at future plans that involve just the two of you? Yes, often in subtle, almost playful ways. He might drop comments about events, trips, or experiences that could involve the two of you, testing your response without fully revealing intentions. These hints indicate he's thinking long-term, imagining time spent together beyond casual encounters, and gauging whether you'd be receptive. The hints are like soft whispers of intent, designed to create anticipation while keeping the ultimate plan a mystery. Do you sense that he's imagining a proposal or a serious commitment? There are moments where it's likely crossing his mind, even if only as a fleeting thought or fantasy. He may picture a future where he expresses his feelings fully, taking a leap towards something concrete and meaningful. While he may not have concrete plans yet, the emotional groundwork is there. He's considering what it would take to make the connection permanent, imagining scenarios where he can show devotion and commitment in ways that feel natural and profound. Has he been watching your reactions closely to see how you feel? Yes, very much so. He pays attention to subtle cues, your body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and even micro-reactions that might escape your notice. He's analyzing how you respond to him, to flirtation, to intimacy, and to small gestures. This observation isn't about control, it's about understanding you better, so he can align his actions with what resonates most and craft interactions that deepen your connection while keeping his intentions aligned with your comfort and feelings. Can you feel the anticipation he has for a special moment with you? Absolutely. It's almost tangible. There's a heightened energy surrounding his thoughts about you, as if he's carrying an exciting secret just beneath the surface. His anticipation manifests in subtle ways: quick smiles, focused attention, playful teasing, and bursts of energy whenever you appear. It's a delicious mix of excitement, nervousness, and desire, all converging in moments that make interactions feel electric and hint at a major, thrilling reveal soon. Does he think about surprising you in ways you wouldn't expect? Yes, he loves the idea of catching you off guard in the most positive way possible. He imagines moments that will make you laugh, blush, or feel deeply touched. Unexpected gifts, spontaneous plans, or little acts of thoughtfulness that show he's been paying attention. These surprises aren't just for fun. They're a way for him to communicate affection, admiration, and desire, building a sense of intimacy and excitement that goes beyond ordinary gestures. Are there signs he wants to whisper sweet words in your ear? Absolutely. You might notice fleeting moments when he leans in a little closer than necessary, or when his tone softens in ways that feel intimate. It's not just about flirting. It's a desire to communicate feelings directly, privately, in a way that feels personal and electrifying. He imagines moments where your attention is fully on him, and he can share the things he's been holding back, letting you feel the depth of his desire through every carefully chosen word. Those whispers are a secret language of affection and longing, meant just for you. Does he imagine your laughter and happiness together? Yes, he pictures your smiles, your laughter, and the joy you bring in scenarios both big and small. He imagines creating memories that make you feel cherished, moments where you're relaxed, happy, and completely immersed in his attention. These visions aren't just fantasies. They guide his intentions and actions. He wants to be someone who brings you joy consistently, someone whose presence naturally evokes laughter and warmth, and he's considering ways to make that a reality without forcing it. Can you feel that he's emotionally invested in you already? Absolutely. His emotions run deeper than surface-level attraction. He's not just interested in fleeting connection. There's a genuine desire to understand you, support you, and be part of your life in meaningful ways. You can sense it in the way he remembers details about you, notices shifts in your mood, or adjusts his behavior to make you feel comfortable and appreciated. This emotional investment drives his actions and fuels the intensity of his desire, even if he hasn't yet fully expressed it aloud. Has he been thinking of ways to make you feel cherished? Yes, he constantly considers small actions that could make a big emotional impact. It might be remembering little preferences, giving thoughtful gifts, or planning moments that feel intimate and personal. He's careful, calculating, and deliberate. He wants to ensure that every effort communicates the depth of his attention and care. Even casual gestures are carefully designed to make you feel noticed, valued, and deeply appreciated, creating a sense of being truly understood and adored. Is he longing for a moment when he can openly express himself? Absolutely. There's a tension in him, a yearning to move from private thoughts to spoken words. He imagines scenarios where he can be vulnerable with you, expressing everything he feels without fear or hesitation. That longing is palpable in his energy, in the way he observes you, and in the quiet attentiveness he displays. He wants the moment to be perfect, calm, intimate, and meaningful, so that when he finally speaks, it resonates and leaves an indelible impression on both of your hearts. Do you feel that he's ready to take the next step in your connection? Yes, there's a readiness that hums beneath the surface. He's been assessing, waiting, and planning in subtle ways, preparing for a leap that will bring you closer than before. You can feel it in the way his attention intensifies, the way he leans into interactions, and the way he orchestrates small, meaningful gestures. His readiness is tempered by care. He wants the timing to be right, the mood perfect, and the moment unforgettable, signaling a shift from longing to action. Has he been imagining romantic adventures you could share? Definitely. He envisions experiences that are both spontaneous and memorable. Quiet dinners, surprise outings, playful trips, or moments that let you two escape from the world and focus solely on each other. These imaginings fuel his excitement and give him motivation to plan gestures and experiences that will resonate deeply with you. He's picturing not just the adventure itself, but the shared intimacy, laughter, and joy that will come from these moments, making them emotionally significant, not just fun. Can you feel that he wants to impress you in a meaningful way? Absolutely. He's not aiming for superficial gestures. He wants to create experiences that touch your heart and make you feel deeply valued. Whether it's a thoughtful gift, a perfectly timed message, or a subtle surprise, everything he does is meant to convey his attention, care, and admiration. He's calculating the impact of his actions, ensuring they resonate with your personality and desires, leaving you with the undeniable impression that you matter to him more than anyone else. Does he secretly hope for a sign that you feel the same way? Yes. He's looking for small cues, even subtle gestures that indicate your feelings align with his own. He might watch for the way your eyes light up when he speaks, notice your reactions to compliments, or interpret casual touches as signs of reciprocal interest. He's careful not to rush, wanting to be sure, but there's a quiet longing for affirmation that what he feels is recognized and, ideally, returned. That hope drives his behavior and gives him courage to inch closer. Has he been anticipating a moment when he can propose or make a declaration? Yes. He's been mentally rehearsing that moment, imagining the reactions, the setting, and the words that will make the declaration unforgettable. Even if he hasn't settled on a specific plan yet, the thought of expressing his feelings fully excites and motivates him. Every gesture, every hint, and every interaction is partially guided by this anticipation. It's like a slow build-up, a private crescendo that he's nurturing until he can finally reveal it in a way that will leave both of you breathless and exhilarated. Do you feel that the surprises and gestures he has planned will sweep you off your feet? Absolutely. There's a tangible sense of excitement and anticipation in the way he approaches his plans. The gestures aren't random. They're carefully designed to make you feel seen, adored, and utterly captivated. He imagines your reactions in detail. The sparkle in your eyes, the sudden laugh that escapes, the soft gasp of surprise. Every detail is meticulously considered, from timing to setting, so that when the moment finally comes, it will feel magical, unforgettable, and deeply personal. He wants to create experiences that stay with you, moments that will make your heart race and your mind replay them over and over. Can you feel his energy even from a distance? Yes. It's subtle but unmistakable if you pay attention. There's an invisible thread connecting you, a vibration that seems to reach across rooms, streets, or even days. Sometimes it shows up in your moods, a sudden smile, a flutter of excitement, or the feeling that someone is thinking about you just as intensely as you're thinking of them. That energy isn't random. It's a reflection of how invested he is emotionally and mentally, and it constantly pulls you closer without any physical interaction. Does he imagine intimate moments that haven't happened yet? Definitely. In his mind, He's rehearsing private moments where you two are close, connected, and completely absorbed in each other. He imagines shared laughter, gentle touches, playful teasing, and the comfort of simply being together. These mental scenarios are often detailed: the way your hair falls, the sound of your laugh, or the warmth of your hand in his. He's exploring every nuance of intimacy in his thoughts, preparing himself emotionally to make these moments real when the timing feels right. Has he been noticing little things about you that others might miss? Absolutely. He pays attention to details others might overlook: your favorite expressions, subtle shifts in your mood, the way your eyes light up at certain words or gestures. These observations aren't casual. They inform how he interacts with you, shaping his behavior to resonate with your personality and preferences. Every little thing he remembers becomes a tool for connection, a way to show that he truly sees and understands you, and that his interest is genuine and deeply considered. Can you sense that he's holding back certain feelings? Yes, there's a clear restraint in him, like he's balancing desire with caution. He may fear rushing, misunderstanding, or scaring you off, so he keeps some emotions private, letting them simmer beneath the surface. You might notice fleeting moments, a hesitation in his voice, a lingering glance, or a small sigh that betray what he's trying to contain. This self-restraint doesn't diminish the intensity of his feelings. In fact, it often makes the moments when he does express himself feel even more electric and meaningful. Does he imagine scenarios where he can make you laugh and feel adored? Absolutely, and he spends quite a bit of time envisioning them. He imagines playful teasing, clever jokes, or small surprises that will spark your laughter and make you feel special. These aren't just idle thoughts. They guide how he interacts with you in real life, shaping his behavior so that he can create moments that feel spontaneous, joyful, and deeply connective. Making you laugh isn't just about humor. It's a way for him to express care, admiration, and affection in a way that feels natural and memorable. Can you feel the tension between desire and patience in him? Yes, it's palpable if you pay attention to subtle cues. He wants to act on his feelings but is holding back, carefully calculating timing, gestures, and words. This tension creates a kind of quiet intensity. He's burning with desire while simultaneously restraining himself, which makes his every interaction feel charged. You can sense it in the way he watches you, the energy in his movements, and the pauses in his speech, all signaling that beneath the calm exterior lies a deep, patient longing. Has he been imagining ways to surprise you emotionally, not just romantically? Definitely. He's thinking beyond flowers and gifts. He wants to touch your heart in ways that are meaningful and lasting. That might involve gestures that show thoughtfulness, understanding, or a deep awareness of your personality and needs. He imagines moments that leave a lasting impression on your emotions, making you feel cherished, valued, and profoundly seen. These plans are just as important to him as any romantic gesture, because connecting emotionally strengthens the bond he's been nurturing. Do you feel that he's mentally preparing for a bold expression of love? Yes, he's mentally rehearsing how to express himself, imagining the right words, the perfect setting, and the emotional impact he wants to create. He's careful because he wants the moment to be perfect, ensuring it conveys the depth of his feelings without hesitation or doubt. You might notice a subtle confidence building in him as he visualizes this. He knows what he wants to say and how he wants it to feel, and every interaction is a small step toward that ultimate expression. Has he been thinking about how to make you feel unique and appreciated? Absolutely. He's constantly looking for ways to differentiate his attention from others, to make sure you feel special and recognized. That might be through personal compliments, thoughtful gestures, or subtle but meaningful acts that signal he notices everything about you. He wants you to feel seen for who you are, valued for your uniqueness, and understood in a way that goes beyond superficial attraction. This drives much of his planning and attention, making every interaction feel intentional and meaningful. Can you sense his growing excitement about what's to come between you two? Yes, there's an energy that radiates from him when he's around you or even thinking about you. It's a mixture of anticipation, desire, and a quiet joy in imagining the possibilities. He's looking forward to moments that will bring you closer, planning gestures and interactions that will surprise and delight you. That excitement is infectious. Even in subtle ways, it can influence your perception, making ordinary moments feel charged and extraordinary. Does he imagine moments where he can fully express affection without hesitation? Absolutely. He envisions private times where he can be vulnerable, open, and completely sincere about his feelings. These imagined moments include gestures, words, and actions that communicate care, desire, and admiration in ways he may not yet feel ready to show publicly. He's mentally rehearsing intimacy and emotional expression, preparing to reveal layers of himself that he keeps hidden until he feels the timing is perfect. Has he been paying attention to what makes you feel loved or valued? Yes, he's observing closely, often noticing subtle reactions and preferences you may not even realize you're showing. He's attuned to the small things: a smile at a compliment, a sparkle in your eyes when discussing certain topics, or the warmth in your voice when someone shows care. This awareness allows him to tailor his actions and gestures so that they resonate deeply with you, making you feel truly appreciated and emotionally seen. Can you feel that he's building momentum toward a major romantic gesture? Absolutely. There's a sense of deliberate buildup in everything he does. He's not acting randomly. Every small attention, playful interaction, or thoughtful gesture is part of a larger plan. The momentum is emotional, energetic, and subtle, creating anticipation for a moment when he will reveal his feelings fully. You can feel it in the tension, the excitement, and the careful timing of his actions, all converging toward a single, meaningful climax. Does he secretly hope for your openness to reciprocate his feelings? Yes. Beneath the surface of every glance, gesture, and playful interaction is a quiet longing for a signal from you. He's watching, listening, and interpreting even the smallest hints, hoping that you'll show openness, curiosity, or a spark of shared desire. That hope motivates him to continue building the connection carefully and deliberately, nudging him closer to expressing what's in his heart while remaining sensitive to your comfort and reactions. Do you feel that he imagines a future where you two are fully together? Absolutely. In quiet moments, he pictures scenarios that go beyond casual interactions, weekends spent laughing together, shared adventures, and even mundane daily routines that feel special because you're both in them. He mentally rehearses what it would be like to wake up with you nearby, plan things together, and support each other emotionally. These visions aren't just fantasies, they shape his current behavior, guiding him to act in ways that bring the two of you closer while building a foundation for something long-lasting and deeply connected. Has he been thinking about ways to make you feel safe emotionally? Yes. There's a conscious effort on his part to create a sense of security around you. He's aware that vulnerability is key to intimacy, so he approaches interactions thoughtfully, gauging your reactions and adapting to your comfort levels. Small gestures, attentive listening, and consistent presence are all ways he signals that he can be trusted, and that he's invested in nurturing not only desire, but also a deeper emotional bond. Can you sense that he wants your attention more than anyone else's? Definitely. There's an intensity in his focus on you that's hard to ignore. He notices when your attention shifts elsewhere and subtly redirects it back, not out of possessiveness, but out of a deep desire to connect with you exclusively. Every interaction, smile, or playful comment seems designed to create a private space where your eyes, energy, and emotions are drawn toward him. It's magnetic, persistent, and undeniably focused on you alone. Does he imagine private, intimate conversations with you that go beyond surface topics? Yes. He craves depth and connection in your interactions. He pictures moments where you can both speak freely, share fears, dreams, and desires without judgment, and feel completely understood. These imagined conversations often fuel his desire to plan real-life interactions that replicate that intimacy, making your connection feel profound, personal, and emotionally resonant. He wants to explore not just attraction, but the layers of your personality and soul, building trust and closeness that goes beyond the superficial. Has he been paying attention to your reactions to romantic or affectionate gestures? Absolutely. He notices how you respond to even the smallest displays of attention, whether you blush, laugh, smile, or shy away, and uses that feedback to guide his future actions. He's essentially learning the language of your heart adapting his gestures so they feel meaningful and impactful. These observations help him craft moments that will resonate emotionally, showing thoughtfulness, care, and a deep awareness of what makes you feel cherished. Can you feel that he's mentally planning ways to make you feel special every day? Yes, he's consistently thinking about how to integrate moments of attention and care into daily life. It could be a spontaneous message, a small surprise, or a thoughtful action that shows he's thinking of you even when you're apart. These mental plans aren't superficial. They reflect a genuine desire to make you feel valued, noticed, and adored on a regular basis, building a continuous thread of connection that strengthens your bond over time. Does he imagine gestures that will make your heart race unexpectedly? Absolutely. He's thinking beyond predictable acts, envisioning surprises that will catch you off guard in the most delightful way. Maybe it's a handwritten note left where you'll find it, a carefully planned outing, or a spontaneous expression of affection that feels completely personal. The goal is to create a moment so charged with emotion that it leaves a lasting impression, making you feel the intensity of his desire and attention in a way that's unforgettable. Has he been thinking about ways to show both desire and respect simultaneously? Yes, he's very conscious of balancing passion with care. He wants to make his intentions clear without overwhelming you, showing desire while also demonstrating sensitivity to your boundaries and comfort. Every flirtation, gesture, or subtle hint is carefully calibrated to communicate admiration, longing, and emotional investment while ensuring that you feel safe, respected, and valued throughout the process. Can you sense that he's imagining the perfect romantic setting for you two? Definitely. He envisions environments where the mood, timing, and atmosphere align perfectly with his intentions. It could be a quiet evening under soft lighting, a spontaneous adventure in nature, or an intimate space where words, gestures, and emotions flow freely. These imagined settings are rehearsed in his mind to ensure that when the moment comes, it feels magical, deeply personal, and emotionally resonant, leaving both of you breathless and fully immersed in the connection. Does he secretly wonder how you would react if he confessed everything? Yes, this is a constant consideration for him. He imagines scenarios where he lets go of restraint, revealing the full extent of his feelings and desires, and wonders about your response, whether you'd be surprised, flattered, excited, or perhaps hesitant. That curiosity fuels both his nervousness and his careful planning. He wants the moment to land perfectly, ensuring that your reaction will match the intensity and sincerity of what he feels. Has he been thinking about the perfect timing to express his intentions? Absolutely. Timing is crucial for him. He wants to reveal his feelings when the atmosphere, your mood, and the setting all feel right. He's observing, gauging, and waiting for that perfect alignment, ensuring that when he finally makes his move, it will have maximum impact and emotional resonance. This careful timing reflects both his desire to impress and his deep investment in making the moment memorable and meaningful. Can you feel that he's imagining your reactions to small, loving surprises? Yes, he envisions how your eyes would light up, how your smile would deepen, and how a small, thoughtful gesture could instantly elevate your mood. These mental rehearsals are as important to him as the gestures themselves. They allow him to refine his approach and ensure that every action communicates affection, attention, and admiration in a way that feels uniquely attuned to you. Does he imagine holding you close in private moments filled with affection? Absolutely. He pictures moments of intimacy where he can express both desire and care, quiet embraces, gentle touches, and closeness that conveys emotion without words. These imagined moments guide his behavior in real life, shaping how he interacts with you subtly and intentionally, ensuring that when the time comes, physical and emotional intimacy will feel natural, heartfelt, and profoundly connective. Has he been thinking about creating moments that will become cherished memories for you? Yes, every small plan or gesture is infused with the desire to create lasting memories. He's not focused on fleeting attraction. He wants experiences that you'll look back on with warmth, joy, and perhaps a little awe. Whether it's a thoughtful note, a spontaneous date, or a carefully orchestrated surprise, he's planning in a way that leaves an emotional imprint, moments that feel personal, unforgettable, and reflective of how much he values you. Can you sense that he's carefully orchestrating the way he shows his affection to make it feel magical? Absolutely. Every interaction, glance, and gesture is intentional, designed to build anticipation, excitement, and emotional impact. He wants his affection to feel spontaneous yet profound, effortless yet deliberate, leaving you with a sense of wonder and deep emotional resonance. His care in orchestrating these moments shows how seriously he takes his desire for you and how committed he is to making every shared experience memorable and meaningful. Does he imagine the perfect way to make you blush with his attention? Yes, he's constantly thinking about subtle ways to spark that flutter in your chest. Maybe it's a lingering gaze, a teasing comment, or a gentle compliment delivered at just the right moment. He's careful not to overdo it. He wants it to feel playful, exciting, and intimate all at once. In his mind, he's rehearsing reactions, imagining your smile widening, your laughter spilling out, or your cheeks warming, and it fuels his anticipation to create those real-life moments where you feel both adored and enchanted. Can you feel the intensity of his desire building with every interaction? Absolutely. Every conversation, every laugh, every shared glance acts like fuel to a fire that's been quietly burning inside him. You can sense it in the way he leans in, focuses his attention entirely on you, or becomes slightly more animated and alive when you're around. The intensity isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, and energetic, manifesting as an undeniable pull that makes every moment together feel charged, alive, and unforgettable. Has he been thinking about the small things that would make you feel truly appreciated? Yes, he notices details others might overlook. Your favorite snack, a song you mentioned once, a book you've been wanting to read. These small insights are like treasure maps in his mind, guiding him to moments where he can show attentiveness and thoughtfulness. He knows that it's often the little things that leave the biggest impact, and he wants to create experiences that make you feel uniquely valued and deeply understood. Does he imagine moments where he can surprise you emotionally as well as romantically? Definitely. He wants to move beyond just romantic gestures. He's considering ways to touch your heart on a deeper, more personal level. Maybe it's a supportive message when you're feeling down, a thoughtful act that aligns perfectly with your mood, or a spontaneous conversation that makes you feel heard and seen. These surprises aren't flashy. They're meaningful, carefully planned, and designed to create moments of emotional intimacy that reinforce the connection he's been nurturing. Can you sense that he's been thinking about how to make the first big move unforgettable? Yes, the thought of that moment clearly excites him. He's visualizing everything. The words he'll say, the setting, your reactions, and the emotional resonance of the experience. He wants it to feel natural, impactful, and heartfelt, leaving no doubt about his feelings. Every small gesture leading up to that moment, the attention, the teasing, the thoughtful surprises, is a build-up, ensuring that when he finally acts, it's both memorable and deeply meaningful. Does he imagine holding your hand or sharing simple touches that communicate more than words? Absolutely. He visualizes physical closeness that's gentle, intentional, and emotionally charged. A hand held at the right moment, a brush of fingers, or a supportive touch on your arm becomes a way to communicate desire, admiration, and care without needing to say anything. These imagined moments guide his real-life interactions, subtly signaling attention and affection while creating a growing sense of intimacy between you two. Has he been thinking about how to make ordinary moments feel extraordinary with you? Yes, he's constantly looking for ways to transform everyday experiences into memories that feel special. Even a simple walk, a coffee together, or casual conversation is seen as an opportunity to add depth, laughter, and emotional connection. He carefully considers timing, words, and gestures to make these moments memorable, leaving an impression that lingers long after the interaction ends. Ordinary life becomes a canvas for him to paint a story of attention, desire, and connection that revolves entirely around you. Can you feel that he's building emotional anticipation before revealing his feelings fully? Absolutely. He's carefully pacing himself, letting desire and affection build gradually to create a sense of suspense and intensity. This emotional buildup manifests in his energy, gestures, and attention toward you. Every subtle look, every playful tease, and every thoughtful act serves to heighten the anticipation, preparing both of you for a moment when his feelings can be fully and dramatically revealed, making it impossible to ignore the depth of his desire. Does he imagine moments of playful teasing that draw you closer emotionally? Yes, playful teasing is a big part of how he imagines creating intimacy. He envisions light-hearted banter, little jokes that make you laugh, and moments that allow both of you to share a private world of humor and connection. These imagined scenarios serve a dual purpose. They build rapport and trust, while subtly communicating his interest and attraction. Through teasing, he creates a safe, fun space where emotional closeness can grow naturally, making every interaction feel alive and dynamic. Has he been thinking about gestures that make you feel both surprised and deeply cherished? Absolutely. He's crafting ways to combine spontaneity with thoughtfulness, ensuring that any gesture he makes lands with impact. It might be a small gift that resonates with something only you would appreciate, a carefully timed compliment, or a surprise outing designed around your interests. Each act is intentional, showing that he pays attention, understands you, and wants to make you feel uniquely valued. The goal is to create moments that linger in your memory, filled with delight, warmth, and affection. Can you sense that he's imagining scenarios where he can be emotionally open with you? Yes, he craves vulnerability in a controlled, meaningful way. In his mind, he envisions moments where he can express his feelings, desires, and admiration without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. He wants these interactions to feel natural, intimate, and safe, allowing a deeper connection to form. His imagination acts as a rehearsal, preparing him to express affection and emotion in a way that feels authentic, impactful, and deeply resonant with your heart. Does he secretly hope for small signs of affection from you in return? Yes, he watches for tiny signals: your smile, lingering eye contact, a playful response that indicate you might reciprocate his feelings. Even subtle hints give him courage and encouragement, making him feel that the connection is mutual. He interprets these signs carefully, using them to guide how he approaches you next, balancing patience with desire, and ensuring that his gestures align with your comfort and interest. Can you feel that he's imagining moments where his desire is completely clear, without needing to speak? Absolutely. He's conscious of the power of presence, subtle gestures, and attentive behavior. He imagines how body language, eye contact, and small actions can communicate his longing and admiration more powerfully than words. By carefully orchestrating these unspoken signals, he can create moments where the intensity of his desire is undeniable, leaving you feeling seen, appreciated, and deeply desired without a single explicit declaration. Has he been thinking about how to combine emotional depth with romantic excitement in your connection? Yes. He wants a balance between passion and meaningful emotional intimacy. Every gesture, plan, and interaction is considered in light of how it will impact both your heart and your emotions. He imagines experiences that are thrilling yet tender, spontaneous yet profound, ensuring that your connection feels multidimensional, full of desire, affection, playfulness, and a sense of being deeply understood. This careful combination reflects his deep investment in creating a connection that's both exciting and lasting. Does he imagine moments that will leave you breathless with anticipation and excitement? Absolutely. He envisions moments carefully crafted to make your heart race, whether it's through a surprise, a thoughtful gesture, or a private declaration of his feelings. These imaginings guide his planning and behavior, ensuring that when reality matches the vision, the intensity of emotion is undeniable. He wants every interaction to carry a sense of thrill and intimacy, making your experiences together memorable, captivating, and impossible to forget.